Good morning, everybody. Today I had a whole thing planned to talk about, and I decided that instead I was going to tell a story about my kids. Today was their first day back to school, which is really exciting. I feel like my kids start school later than most of the kids, but from talking to my clients all over the United States, boy, are there some differences. I know some people started school back in July, which is just seems crazy. And then I know some people that aren't starting until September. So I guess it was just my perception that they were some of the latest people to start. And what I wanted, so we definitely had a pretty challenging first day back to school. It wasn't actually, it was going really well to begin with. Our school here doesn't start until 9 o'clock in the morning, which is really late for me, especially when I'm used to getting up at around 5:30 or so. So by the time the kids got up, we did all the school supplies this morning. Everything was good and here's where the funny story comes in. So Zelda, our lovely large German Shepherd, decided to go to the bathroom in one section of the yard, and I saw that happen, and it was actually really close to where the kids usually walk. So I said, hey guys, just noticed that we don't want to walk through that area this morning, and give me 5 minutes to finish doing what I'm doing here, and then I'm going to go clean it up. Well, they weren't necessarily paying attention because they were so excited. So all of a sudden, brand new shoes got covered in dog junk and traipsed through the yard, and that was super fun. So I had to clean all that up. So things were getting a little stressful at that point, and we were kind of getting to where we needed to go. And they were really excited to be able to walk to school. This is the first time that my kiddos have been able to walk to school. They were very excited about that. So finally, we got all that handled, and now they're starting to get a little bit stressed out. So I was handing out the pencil sharpeners, and there was a red one and a black one, and they both wanted the black one. And so we did 3 rounds of rock paper scissors, and William won the black one. And he was and Lily was kind of sad, and she kind of put the red one down, and she didn't want red one. And a few minutes later, William could tell how sad Lily was that she had not gotten the red one, and how she really didn't want to take that one to school. And he just said, here, Lily, it's not that important to me. And he gave her, he traded with her, even though he had won the 3 rounds of rock, paper, scissors to win the black one. And then a few minutes later, or a little while later, we were really having a hard time getting out of the driveway because they really wanted to walk to school, but they had pretty heavy bags with all their school supplies for the first day. And William was really having a challenge with his. And after I said, okay, I can drive you. I don't mind driving you. And I want to walk, but it's too heavy. And Lily volunteered to carry his bag for him until we got up to the school. And so that was really nice also. I think I ended up taking it myself about halfway there because it was pretty heavy. And apparently when they get their Chromebooks, it'll be even heavier, but we managed. Maybe some backpacks on wheels are in our future. But I thought it was really cool that they were both looking out for each other and trying to take what was a stressful situation. They both expressed to me this morning, they said, I'm feeling a little bit excited and a little bit scared because they're both starting a brand new school. They don't know a whole lot of people other than the people they went to summer camp with. And it's a really big school. It's the biggest school that they've ever been to. We went to the back to school night last night, and they met their teachers, and they seemed to really like their teachers. I met a couple of parents who said that the teachers they got were both really good. And so they were feeling, and they had some treats in the cafeteria and all that. So the kids were feeling pretty good about that, but still a little bit nervous. And they were saying, this was a stressful situation. The first day of anything is pretty stressful. They were feeling both excited and nervous. And at the same time, we had the whole dog poop incident, which was stressing me out a little bit. And they were trying to help each other through that in order to, it was a stressful situation, but they were being perceptive of what the other one needed and trying to help them even when it wasn't necessarily their responsibility. And it made me think of a couple of things. It made me think, first of all, a quote by one of my favorite authors or speakers, Dr. Wayne Dyer, says, when given the choice between being right or being kind, choose kind. And that made me think, it made me automatically think about that quote, because in both of those situations, neither one of them had to help the other one. I mean, William had won his pencil sharpener pretty fair there with all of the rock, paper, scissors. And Lily already had her own heavy bag to carry, so she certainly didn't, have to take on her brothers. But in both of those situations, they were really working hard to be kind instead of right. The second thing, and by the way, if you guys are watching this morning, just say hi. Let me know that you're here. And let me know if you have any similar stories of times when, somebody helped a stressful situation to become a little bit less stressful by focusing on being kind. But the second thing that it made me think about was the fact that so many people, when they come to me as a career coach, they're coming to me because they are in a stressful work situation. And most of the time, it's not the actual work they do. And you guys have heard me say this before. Those people that are accountants, it's not that they don't like doing the work of an accountant. Those people that are teachers, it's not that they don't like doing the work of a teacher. It's that they oftentimes feel like the environment or the people that they're working with is too difficult. There are people that are not being kind. There are very stressful situations. There are policies or procedures or a lack thereof that is contributing to that stress. And so many times that can result in just a very difficult situation. And I've also had a lot of people talking about, when there's so much competition that there's not really a sense of community, there's not a sense of working together, and a little bit of competition is healthy and good. But you know what? That's another thing that I learned from being a parent, is that I would oftentimes do the competition thing with my kids, where I'd say, okay, whoever is the first one to get dressed gets this. And it just didn't resonate with my kids. I mean, William a little bit. He wanted to be the first one. But most of the time, they do better with, okay, if everybody's dressed by this certain time, then we'll all get to do something fun together, or we'll all get an extra, this or that. And they like that a little bit better. So I take that back to the experiences that I have with as a career coach, and see, a little bit of healthy competition is good, but when too many people are pitted against each other, instead of let's all work together to get the common benefit, so that things can be good for all of us, it can be stressful. And so what it's really suggesting to me is that if you're in that particular situation right now, like you're having a really hard time with your work experience because of stress that's going on around you, first of all, how can you choose to be kind instead of right? And can that potentially help to ease some of the immediate stress? I'm not saying that means it's going to completely change the situation. There's a quote that also I read a lot that goes around talking about how saying that's not my job is a terrible thing to say. You should never say that. I don't agree with that, because I think, it is the mark of a successful workplace when everyone knows what their job is and people don't have to feel like they have to take on too much. And so that it's important, to be able to do what you need to do. And sometimes that additional burden can cause stress. But my thought is, in the short term, if you are really in one of those situations where you feel like there's a lot of stress because of personalities, because of that ultra competition, because of people who are having a lot of conflicts, is there an opportunity for you to be kind that could potentially change the tone, at least for now? And maybe it still means you need to think differently about where you need to be, um, if finding something else to do, working in a different environment. And it doesn't mean that I'm saying that you're the only one responsible, and that's certainly not what I mean here. Talked a little bit last week about imposter syndrome and about how sometimes we use imposter syndrome to cover up things like discrimination, which are real problems that need to be addressed. So I'm not saying that those things don't exist, but sometimes in the immediate situation, what we can control most is ourselves. So is there an opportunity for you to shift the dynamic a little bit about by being kind? That was what I learned by watching my kiddos this morning, that they were able to shift the dynamic by being kind. And it wasn't their responsibility. It wasn't their job, but they shifted the dynamic. They did that successfully by being kind. So sometimes in the short term, that's a solution that is available to us. So if you guys have a story about that you'd like to share, feel free to leave me a comment, give me a hashtag replay if you're watching on the replay. If you guys have questions about how to solve challenging work-related situations, or business-related situations, if you are looking to do something new or different, if you have dreams, if you're thinking about starting a side gig, all of those things are things that I would love to talk with you about. You can go to morleycareersolutions.com to book a call with me if you'd like me to take a look at your resume, LinkedIn profile, or just to listen to a situation that you have going on professionally with your career. If you are looking for some programs and resources that we offer through our Green Cow nonprofit, we do free classes. We are starting mentor groups. We also are helping people start businesses. You can go to greencowshow.com, or of course, you can always just send me a message, and I would love to hear from you. But I know that I've had people watching this, and we don't have a lot of commenters today. So leave me a comment, let me know that you saw it, or I might just not be seeing the comments. That happens sometimes too. So I will see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.